All right, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars has the Infinity QX80 to talk about.
The big Infinity QX80. Now, this is the 2025 Infinity QX80 Autograph trim level, all-wheel drive. Now, there are 4 different trim levels, starting with the Pure, the Luxe, the Sensory, and the Autograph. So we had, so we had the top of the line, and it comes with all-wheel drive. That's just the way you're going to get it. Now, the final assembly for this vehicle is in L.A., so it's actually one of the cars that's put together, assembled in the United States. It's been redesigned for 2025. So this starts the 3rd generation of this particular vehicle. And again, we were talking about the Autograph, all-wheel drive. Comes with a standard 7-passenger. It's 7-passenger vehicle, but you can get an optional bench seat in the 2nd row so that you can make it 8-passenger. It's considered a standard SUV, but to me, this is a very large, full-size SUV, but your government says it is a standard. Now, outside, you're going to find a very large, distinctive grille. Got sharp LED headlights on it. Got a auto-folding, heated outside mirrors. Got roof rails on it. Got a motion-activated liftgate, panoramic moonroof, not a sunroof, but a moonroof. And this is just a big vehicle. 22-inch wheels contribute to the luxury SUV look on it and the stance on it. Now, inside, you're going to find quilted leather upholstery. That too. Front seats are heated, ventilated, and massaging. The 2nd row, another set of captain's chairs, are also heated, ventilated, and massaging. The 3rd row is heated as well. And there are touch screens back there for the passengers to use. Up front, you're going to find a 14.3-inch center touch screen. You're going to find the digital instrument cluster for the driver, as well as a heads-up display. And it's got that digital rear view mirror that I think just about everybody ought to go to. Just a much nicer view of what's behind you, even with a lot of people in the back. I like it. Technology, it's wireless phone charger. Got a Google Apps in it, which gave me some issues because I like Apple CarPlay and I had to adapt not very well. Android Auto. Now, it did have the 24-speaker Klipsch.
Apple.
Yeah. 24-speaker Klipsch audio system. Now, that meant that in the headrest, it's got 2 speakers, one on each side of the driver's head. And it's very nice when you're talking on the phone because it puts that phone conversation much easier to hear.
But you still ignore them anyway like you do us here on the show.
Well, but
he's got you blocked.
Yeah, you just blocked. The worst part is it's so much bigger to put that in there. It's already a big headrest. It's bigger. If you're trying to look to your side, like we were taught to drive that way, look back.
You're
can't
old.
See.
Has anybody told you that?
Yeah.
Not in the last 5 minutes. The other thing I wanted to point out, we had the optional umbrella holder at $355.
Yes.
Dang. $355. Here, hold this.
Yeah. Up under the hood, we had a 3.5-liter V6 twin turbo, which is the only engine that's available. Mm-hmm. Up to, because it's a variable compression on the turbo, it's up to 450 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 9-speed automatic. So this vehicle can tow up to 8,500 pounds. Now, the EPA says in the city you should be looking for 16, highway 19, combined 17. Now, I drove 433.5 miles in this vehicle, got 18.7 overall. I was very happy with that, with the mileage that I put on it.
Since it weighs about 10 tons.
Absolutely. One thing about the ride and handling, it does have the air ride suspension, so the highway ride is smooth. It's pretty quiet, unless you really hammer that V6, and then you kind of hear a little bit of engine noise. But if you're just driving, easing up to cruise speed, even at I-10 speeds, you're just fine. Around town, it is very quiet. It is easy to drive, but you got to remember it's a big vehicle. So when you go to park this thing, you know you're driving a big vehicle. Ow. Base model price, $82,450.
Whoa, but just wait, just hold on.
Base trim price, $109,900.
And the price?
And the as-tested price with a $355 optional umbrella holder is $113,965.
Yeah, I don't want the umbrella holder.
Pocket change.
Take off $100,000.
And you know what? They've got people right out there in the driveway here at the Hemi Hideout taking that money right now.
They're waiting for it.
One of them just fainted.
Now, some people may be looking at other things like the Cadillac Escalade that starts at $88,100.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Navigator starts at $99,995, which surprised me. Or even the new Jeep Grand Wagoneer that starts at $84,945. So this is the new Infinity QX80. This is their big SUV, and if you're looking for something in that category, you really ought to look at this one.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mars. The In Will Time Car Talk Show continues after this quick break. Pro Talk show. Okay, time now for Jeff's Car Culture, the most overlooked Mopar muscle car of the 1970s.
Yes, and since we're here at Hemi Hideout, why not?
Absolutely.
Let's just check it out. So here we go, Michael. Let me pick the button for you. You're on. So the early 70s were stacked with legends. You had Plymouth Roadrunner, you had Chargers lighting up the street, Cudas prowling the strip, and Challengers flexing their serious muscle. If it had a Hemi, it got attention. If it looked mean and sounded louder, it probably sold well. But somewhere in all that Mopar noise, one car got unfairly lost in the mix. The reason it got overlooked was timing. This car showed up when the party was just starting to wind down. The Plymouth GTX had already been around for a few years. By 1971, originally positioned as a gentleman's muscle car. By the time 71 model hit showrooms, the GTX had evolved into its final standalone year. For this last hurrah of the Plymouth dropped the GTX name onto the redesigned B-body platform. The result was a slick, fastback Coke bottle curves, sculptured lines, arguably one of the best-looking Mopars of that era.
Yeah.
The front end looked aggressive. The grille had attitude. The body had bulges, like Don. Gave it some serious street presence, but buyers just weren't biting. Part of the problem was that insurance premiums had started to creep up. Emissions were tightening. Gas prices were staying not too friendly for the people that were using it.
I've ever seen that car.
That's why it's 1 year. People were starting to cool off on the big block performance, but unfortunately that meant the 71 GTX flew under the radar, despite being an absolute beast. Now, this Plymouth specs on this, the engine was a 7.2-liter V8, powered 385 horsepower. The torque was 490 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 is 5.7 seconds. I thought it would be a little better than that, but that's what they say. Under the hood, the GTX buyers could option up to a mighty 440 cubic inch V8 with a 6-barrel carburetor setup. Known to most of us, David.
That'd be 3 2s, right?
It would be the 440 plus 6. The 440 plus 6 used three 2-barrel Holley carburetors to create a flow of fuel at the air-made 385 horsepower. The 71 Plymouth sold just over 2,900 of the GTXs, and of those, only 326 were equipped with the 440 plus 6 and a 4-speed manual, Mike, making it the rarest configuration from the majority of muscle cars with the nameplate of that era. To put that into perspective, David, Dodge sold about 10,000 Chargers that year. Chevy moved tens of thousands of Chevelles. So there's a big difference, big variance there. Auction prices have been climbing. 71 GTX might go for about 50 to 80 grand. A properly restored 440 plus 6 version can easily clear 150. Ooh. So, get your money together. As Haggerty put it, one in good condition is a whopping $166,000. 71 buyers could spec it out with a grabber hood, vacuum-operated scoops that popped out under the throttle, a little bit more intimidation, graphic options, and color options. So if you've got a rare one, check the color options on it. It's going to be a good value car for you.
Where is Hovis? How come he doesn't have one? I'm gonna rib him about that because he usually has all of the pristine, one of a kinds, all of that sort of thing.
Well, he's gonna have to go shopping.
On that particular car there, if I'm not mistaken, that car would be even more rare because I believe that car is called Sassafras Green.
Something like that, yeah.
They had it in 70. I did a GTX in a 70 model that I shot for a magazine, and it was that car, and his was one of 90 painted that color. So a 71 might be even more
I'm thinking it should have
rare.
been weed back in the day.
Well, yeah.
All right, time. All right, so time now for this hour's car review. We had a chance to drive the 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. By the way, the assembly location for this car is Georgetown, Kentucky.
All right,
So
go Georgetown.
If you're in following all of the tariff stuff, this is a built in America car.
Maybe that should be a requirement on the car reviews from now on where it's made.
Well, as a matter of fact, I sent something to Mars about that he mentioned where his car was made when he did his review.
L.A. is where it shows its final assembly point.
Okay. Well, mine has got a little accent to it, Georgetown, Kentucky. It comes in several trim levels, the LE, the XLE, the SE, the Woodland Edition, the XLE Premium, and the XSE, along with the Limited. It's a lot. And Toyota's known for that. They have lots of packaged options that they put together and they call it something, and it saves you money as opposed to nitpicking all of the available options. I had the hybrid XSE all-wheel drive. This is a small SUV, seats 5. I tried to find out what platform this is on. Well, Toyota has got a new platform that is a platform for many of their vehicles. It's not just a Corolla or a Camry anymore that this is placed on. It's a special multi-purpose platform, and that's what this utilizes. Exterior changes from last model year, none. It was redesigned for 2019. Edgy, angular body style, looks great. Sloping rear glass with the sunshade back over the top of it. Dual exhaust tips. Really? Okay. Bumper, front skid plate is melded into one. Clever idea, and it looks really great. What I liked about it, the overall look gets high marks in my opinion. Well balanced across all body panels. What could use improvement? A model with a little bling, perhaps, a city version, because they really tried to go with the off-road kind of tilt toward it, if you will. Interior highlights, although it's small, there's more room than you expect in this. Fit and finish is kid-proof and well-placed. Controls, easy to find and use. Dash is all business, but attractive. The cargo area limited, but okay for a small SUV, especially with the rear seat up. Enough to get the groceries back home, let me put it that way. Fit and finish, I guess, again, kid-proof on that. Controls easy to find and use. Dash is all business. Limited space back there behind the third row seat. Rugged design, what could use improvement? Not a fan of the screen controlled by a knob on the center console. That's just my take on it. Some people like it. I'm not a big fan, but okay, that's the way that it is. 2.5-liter four-cylinder with a electric motor also helping out. 219 horsepower, CVT transmission. It will tow up to 1,750 pounds. 41 miles per gallon city, 38 highway. I got it combined to 39. That's what it's rated. I got 28.6 miles per gallon over 293 miles. What I liked, the mileage, with plenty of zip to get all those miles. How ride and handling sporty, that's all I can say. It kind of rides like that Lexus UX that I had. It's really nice. It's not too stiff. Yeah, it's nice. What could use improvement? It's great, well-rounded ride. It can go off-road on a limited basis, so I think that this is a nice split. If you have, your weekend ranch that you want to go up there from here up to the hill country in your ranch, it'd be a good one to go up there.
Yeah, a little dirt road work here. Yeah.
Not crazy. This is not a Wrangler, but anyway. Here's the pricing. Base trim price $37,560. Prices tested $43,509. Base trim price, you can get into one of these at $32,300. Competitors, Hyundai Tucson Hybrid, $33,465. Honda CR-V Hybrid, $34,050. And the Ford Escape Hybrid for $32,490. Great car. If you're into a small SUV, I would definitely suggest that you go and test drive this. You can't go wrong with that Toyota. And that's my car review of the 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Okay, time now.